Cancer can be very scary, and cancer care can be complicated, but the SOMC Cancer Center takes you from what appears to be a maze to amazing care. SOMC, very good things are happening here.
Cool Hits 105.7 WLGC FM. Greenup, Ashland.
Portions of this program may have been pre-recorded.
Cool Hits 105.7 and the Cool Hits Sports Network now presents Let's Talk Sports. Get ready as we talk with players and coaches. Take a look at the top stories in sports and take a look at all the scores from the night before. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Kentucky Farmers Bank, Clark's Pump and Shops of the Tri-State, Stoltz Pharmacy, River Cities Builders, and Wagner Rental and Supply. Now, let's talk sports with your host, James Collier.
And welcome into Let's Talk Sports here on the Cool Hits Sports Network. James Collier, happy to have you along with us here this morning. A little bit of snow around the area last night. Don't get worried. It's about as dangerous as Dwayne. It's not. But side roads still have some blowing snow around us. So if you're out and about this morning, take your time. Give yourself a few extra moments to get there. But the main roads were all good to go rolling into the studios this morning, and we're ready to get things rolling. We got a great lineup this morning. We're going to be all Russell today. We're going to start first with the boys basketball team. A nice win by them last night down at the Greenhouse, 52-44 over the Musketeers. We'll follow with the girls team, who picked up their sixth consecutive win, and a nice win over the Musketeers, 58-29. We'll preview the wild card weekend around the NFL, men's college basketball top 25 action, and, of course, the all-famous Border Sporting Goods rant of the week. This one is a little bit about UK. Oh, boy, Dwayne, you better be ready. Did you see the guy with the sign before the game, by the way? Well, you're going to hear all about it. That's what's coming up a little bit later on. Let's take our first break. When we come back, we've got Russell boys basketball in studio. We'll talk with them when we return after this here on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stoltz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stoltz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stoltz Pharmacy.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River Cities Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. The new year is here, and Clark's Pump and Shops get it started off with great in-store specials for you. Assorted Hershey king-size candy bars, 2 for $5. Jack Link's beef and cheese meat snacks, 2 for $3. Blue Diamond almonds, 1.5 ounce size, 2 for $2. Snapple and Snapple Elements, 16-ounce bottles, 2 for $2. Plus quality Argo gasoline. Stop by a Clark's Pump and Shop near you. Clark's Pump and Shops return. Refresh, refuel.
Cool Hit, the greatest songs, 105.7.
Back here on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hits Sports Network. James Collier, happy to have you along with us this morning. Joining me in studio, I've got Russell boys basketball. I'll let all of them introduce themselves, and then we'll get started. Gavin, I'll start with you.
I'm Gavin Carter.
Carson Bloom.
Damon Charles.
Coach, you can talk too.
Absolutely, go first.
I was going to say, did we turn your microphone off?
It's on this time.
We actually turned it on this time. Coach, a nice win last night on the road, 52-44. The wins just keep on coming for this team, and you've had some some gritty wins. You've had some powerful wins along the way. But what do you like about your structure of the team so far?
Well, the biggest thing about our guys is we've talked about this in the off season. We really had to search and look for a style of play. And starting this summer, we saw signs that we could be solid defensively. And then leading into the preseason, with our seniors, they provide a lot of leadership. They challenge our guys, and we kind of embraced that style of play. So night in, night out, we've really taken on the challenge of guarding people and staying pretty consistent in that particular area. And throughout the course of the season, we've shown steady progress on the offensive end. But during this stretch of games, our guys have pretty much been mature. A lot of that's based upon the senior and their leadership. They've decided that it's one game at a time approach. We've embraced that, and like you said, there's times we've played a lot of tough, close games, but we found ways to get the victory.
15-3 on the year, and you've won 10 consecutive. What was the thought coming into this year, especially after you lose Brady Bell, your leading scorer, the pieces that he had around him? You bring back your seniors, but again, when you lose somebody that's scoring 25 a game, it certainly makes things. The expectations, what were they coming into the season?
Well, I think you had to be fair to these guys. As far as experience back, you had Carson, who had been a starter, and Damon played starter minutes. We know those are two nice players, but at the same time, a lot of these guys, going day in and day out against those guys in practice, helped them tremendously. And Gavin, for instance, he stepped up and taken that defensive stopper mentality. His brother Zaylen kind of brings the energy, and it's just this senior group kind of has set the precedent. They've carried on what the last year's senior group established, and going in production-wise, I don't think it's not fair to compare to last year's team. We knew that we probably weren't going to have one guy average 25 points a game, but collectively as a group, I think night in, night out, we have guys that can all put the basketball in the hoop in a variety of ways. But I think that mentality from a defense perspective has kind of been our calling card, and we've hung our hat on that.
Carson, for you, last year playing around Brady and kind of being that facilitator as a junior, how much has that helped you this year as a senior, having to take on that expanded role of not only being the facilitator but also being a scoring threat?
Being around Brady helped me a lot, seeing him, what he was able to do, and come in every night and do that. It's helped me a lot, and I've carried that on into this season.
What was the expectations coming into the season? Again, you lose a lot of your scoring production, but you guys knew the nucleus was there. You just had to find a way to expand on it.
Yeah, like you said, I've been around these guys for a while, and obviously losing that senior group was tough. We knew it was going to be tough, but we've been able to come together and put together a solid season so far. 10
wins in a row. What's the locker room like right now?
It's amazing, We come in every day excited to play. And, we haven't lost that hunger yet, so we want to keep going.
When you get that winning streak going like that, does it make practices a little bit more enjoyable?
Oh, yeah. I think morale is very high right now, and that's a great thing for us.
Damon, for you, you kind of came into yourself last year. This year, you're really becoming one of the most dominant players in the 16th region. What was it for you that you felt like that you made that next step forward?
It was just getting stronger and believing in myself more.
Having a presence on the floor, especially in the post, how big has that been for you guys this season?
When teams decide to collapse, I know that I have shooters on my team that can knock down shots.
Do you look at, Coach, when you look at having a guy like this, are you more of an inside-out team, an outside-in team, or is it something that you feel like that you can go both ways with?
I feel like we're more than capable of going both ways. I think we've had a lot of success going inside, with Damon and Caleb Rimmer. That gives us kind of an inside presence, two guys in the region that not many teams have. But our guys are starting to understand he's not just settling from the outside. I think anytime the ball gets into those scoring areas, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and our guys are doing a better job night in, night out of playing off that. Not just settling maybe for the jump shot, making cuts to the rim. Our ball movement is starting to get a little more efficient, more flow to the game. So that's something that's going to be neat to watch over the next few weeks.
Gavin, for you, being as Coach Cuddy, you're one of those defensive stoppers. When he needs a stop, he knows who he's going to. For you, is that kind of your specialty that you feel like you bring to the team?
Yeah. Defense for me, I always feel like we can shut down their best players, and then we have a better chance of winning. So I take that defensive mentality into every game.
Having the defensive mentality to where you want to start on the defensive side of it, how much do you see that leads to your offensive opportunities?
I mean, it leads to a lot of opportunities. Like when we get a big stop, and it gets us going, gets him going, gets Carson Bloom pumped up. So if we can get them all going, then we'll be fine.
Carson, when you look at the options that you have on the floor as a point guard, you know you've got guys down low, you have wing players that can shoot the basketball, but you this year, you've executed more of the dribble drive. Is that something that you kind of took a personal goal off the offseason, saying you want to add that to your game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, having more options, freeing up my teammates with the dribble drive allows them to be better and gets me aggressive, gets me going to the rim.
When you look down and you see, even if you've got both of these guys on the floor, you've got the presence underneath. When you dish it to those and you see everybody collapse, you start stepping into those threes a little more confident. Is that something you like to see in your offense?
Yeah, absolutely. Having Damon down there and Caleb Rimmer helps me a lot because a lot of the attention goes to them, so that frees up shots for me.
Damon, when you see on the other side of that, when you guys really get hot from out deep and they can't afford to sag down inside, is that when you start really putting yourself in positions to score because you know that the help side defense isn't going to be there?
Yeah, it really frees up the paint. It allows me to make moves, and even if I can't make the move, there's still usually somebody open.
What's been the biggest thing that you've noticed for this team this year that has allowed you guys to get off to this quick start that you have?
We all enjoy each other. We've all been around each other for so long, and it just like when we get down, we know that we all got each other's back.
10-game winning streak, especially in your senior year, a very special season that you guys have going right now. How big is that?
It's amazing. It's a great feeling.
Gavin, for you, what's the biggest thing that you guys have noticed over this 10-game winning streak that you have going that has been something that you guys continue to build on week after week?
Basically that we all got each other's back. We've all been around each other for so long. It's like a family. I know if I'm not having the best night, I know Carson has my back or Damon has my back, and it's the same for these guys. I'm always going to have their back.
Coach, last night, a hostile environment, which you expect every time you go to the greenhouse, and you and I were talking about this. Every time you go down there, it doesn't matter if that team is 3-20 or 20-3, you know you're going to get the same environment each and every night. You guys got one out last night, 52-44, and anytime you get a win on the road, it's solid. But when you pick up a win in district play, that's even better.
I mean, typical 63rd district matchup. Take records, throw them out. I think Greenup has been very competitive. You can see signs of improvement. Coach Allison's done a good job there. But going into last night, we got off to a quick start. Our guys felt very confident, even in that tough environment with a big crowd. They had the bands in there, and one of the biggest crowds I've seen this year in a gym. But hats off to them. They've showed that grittiness throughout the course of the season. We expected them, not to give up and basically to put up a fight. And that just shows once again we've got guys that are close knit, providing a lot of leadership. We've got a lot of younger guys in our program, so it's a nice blend of as far as age and range. And collectively as a team, they've really came together and they've embraced this. And going back to that defensive thing we talked about, in order to be effectively defensive team, night in, night out, you've got to have guys that are on the same page. They understand what their roles are and what their responsibilities are, and they hold each other accountable in a positive way. And that's something that we've really worked on in our program over the last few years.
I refuse to say the C word on the show, but you talk about that environment last night. Was that pre-2020 type of atmosphere that we see there?
Yeah, I agree. I believe so. I mean, you've got a lot of people that, from all school districts that they're getting back into the gymnasium. They want to support their schools and their programs and the kids, and it's just great for high school athletics in general. Over the last couple of years, it's kind of been different. And that atmosphere is what part of high school sports is about.
Carson, last night, getting a chance to go to the greenhouse, and about that environment. You played there last year. You've been there several times. What was the biggest thing for you when that ball goes up and that crowd is just it's very, very loud and obnoxious on both sides? For you as a point guard, how big is that?
Me personally, I know a few of my other guys like playing there, but I love playing there. And I think there was like 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and I thought to myself, the crowd was going crazy. And I thought to myself, this hasn't happened in a really long time. And, with fans chatting and stuff and it being really loud in there, you just have to have confidence in your team, and I did.
Damon, for you, what's it like playing in an atmosphere like that?
It starts off, you're kind of nervous, but then once you see the shot go in, you just, like Carson said, you start believing in yourself and your team.
Gavin, for you guys last night, you started off to a quick run. You opened up a nice lead early. They made a run late. How much did you notice the atmosphere was like a roller coaster, especially as they started to pull things up there late in the fourth quarter?
Started to notice when they started to come back, the fans were getting more into it. So for me, I kind of like that because I like the energy around it. So when the fans get into it, it gets me going, and I'm always gonna have confidence in my team. So
I know both teams had great student sections there last night. Do you like that atmosphere when the student sections really get going?
Yeah, I like it because the student section, they'll get to talking, and then for me, I just kind of smile, and that gives me more confidence just to play.
Carson, can you feed off of student sections?
Yeah, absolutely. Having my classmates supporting me, does great for me. Puts the fire in me.
Now, do you like it when the other student section gets after you?
I haven't. Really,
Gavin's already like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
I haven't really experienced that much, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah.
Damon, do you find student sections coming after you a little bit more this year, especially with the presence that you've put in the 16th region?
Yeah, there's a few games I've heard some people say, let him shoot, let him and it's funny because sometimes you get lucky, knock one down, and then you should make them quiet.
Coach, for you guys, halfway through the season now, you're 18 games in. What do you like about what you have for your makeup of your team? What's some stuff that you still feel like is still out there available to extend and make this team better as we make that final push into the regular season?
What we like, we found an identity. We found a system that the kids have bought into, and it's worked. Last night there was 1:40 left, and we had a timeout, and it was a 2-point lead, and we got to the huddle. And a lot of times the coaches will meet first, and they're there, with their teammates, the starting five, and some of the guys off the bench, and they're the ones they're setting the tone. We got to get stops here. We got to get stops, secure the ball, and get to the free throw line. So they understand what we had to do in that situation because we've been in that situation a lot this year. So that's reassuring as a program, understanding that they understand the time and possession situation. But I think we came prepared and ready to play. That's one thing about this group, with not much experience and with some youth. A lot of times you worry about those things. How do you prepare? Are we mature enough night in, night out to approach this game in the same manner? And this team, as far as a player and a coach, they're one of the best that I've been around. They really take it serious. We do a lot of detailed scouting. We have a great coaching staff that gets them prepared to play, and these guys take it to heart. But as far as improvement, I think that any time you can ask any coach in the region, you're always trying to improve particular areas. Offensively, we just want to basically get more crisp. Continue to trust our teammates, basically run our offense efficiently. Take high-quality shots, and just keep playing, with a level of intensity and competitiveness every single night. Approach the game, you brought up a couple of times that we've run a 10-game winning streak. These guys know that, but at the same time, I think night in when we go into the next game, they're approaching that, okay, this is the next game. This is the next step. Don't look ahead. Approach it, and that shows a lot of maturity from these guys.
You look at your schedule coming up. You've got Raceland at your place next Friday. You turn around Lewis, Boyd, Raceland, then close with Greenup, Bath, and Rowan. What do you like about the makeup of your schedule there? Will you sprinkle in your district games, but you've also got some other teams from outside the area that really gives you some challenges as well?
I mean, we've got some tough district matchups still left, so there's a lot to play for. At the same time, I think that those games typically are on Fridays, Saturdays, so those guys know going into the weekend. But we've got some tests coming up, some teams that they can present some matchup problems, and that's the thing that these guys, we're not going to get the perfect matchup every night. So playing a variety of type of teams and styles of play, we know down the stretch here that we hope that gets us prepared for tournament time.
Well, gentlemen, I greatly appreciate you all coming in this morning. Best of luck the rest of the way down the season. I'm sure we'll see you guys very soon.
Appreciate you guys and what you do.
Derek Cooksey in here with the team. We've got Gavin Carter, Carson Bloom, and Damon Charles. Gentlemen, have a great weekend. Enjoy the weekend off. Go have some fun with the kids today, and we'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's take a break. When we return, we've got Mandy Lane and a couple players Bella Quinn and Shaylin Steele. We'll continue with Russell basketball as we continue after this here on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The new year is here, and Clark's Pumpkin Shops get it started off with great in-store specials for you. Assorted Hershey king-size candy bars, 2 for $5. Jack Link's beef and cheese meat snacks, 2 for $3. Blue Diamond almonds, 1.5 ounce size, 2 for $2. Snapple and Snapple Elements, 16-ounce bottles, 2 for $2. Plus quality Argo gasoline. Stop by a Clark's Pumpkin Shop near you. Clark's Pumpkin Shops return, refresh, refuel.
The weather is brought to you by Crazy Lady Cabins and Pizza, 250 4 Mile Road in Rush. Check them out online at crazyladycabins.com. That's crazy with a K. And like them on Facebook.
Cool Hits weather.
We'll see morning clouds, but that's going to give way to sunshine later on this afternoon, a high of 37. Clear tonight, low of 21, except for a few afternoon clouds on Sunday, mainly sunny, a high of 42, and a few clouds on Sunday night with a low of 25.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Back on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hits Sports Network. James Collier in studio. Big thanks to Derek Cooksey and Russell Basketball. On the boys' side, stopping in studio. Again, all the scores from last night and the NFL Wild Card Weekend schedule rolling across your screen on the Border Sporting Goods scoreboard. Let's go back to our guests in studio now from Russell Basketball. Mandy Lane, Bella Quinn, Shaylin Steele. Ladies, good evening. Well, good evening, good morning. I don't know what day of the week it is. Good morning. How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
Doing well. Thanks for joining us this morning. Mandy, let's talk about where you guys are. First off, a big win last night on the road down at Greenup in a district win. And anytime you get that's like I was telling Derek, anytime you get a road win, it's good. If it's in district, it's a little better.
Yeah, absolutely. We got on track early. We were able to turn them over, get some easy baskets, and we wanted to, going into district play, like I say, the goal was always to be the 1 seed. And, I feel like, we really worked hard last night and did a good job.
What did you see differently between the game when you guys played at your place as compared to what you saw last night?
Well, our defensive intensity is a lot better. I feel like our offense is flowing too a whole lot better. We're able to use our bench and get a lot of different kids in, and I just feel like our continuity as a whole is way better.
One of the things I know you and we talked about at the beginning of the season, losing a player as a starter in Jenna Atkins at the beginning of the season, that messes up the rotation and everything that you were expecting to do. Do you feel like it took you those probably first 10 games or so for everybody to figure out what their new role was going to be, including that person that had to step in and take over that starting role?
Yeah, absolutely. We've really missed Jenna and all the physicality and defense that she brings. And like I say, when you're replacing a senior with a freshman or an 8th grader, it just takes time to get them in the mix and to get comfortable and, to meet the expectations that we expect.
Shaylin, one of the things this year that Coach Lane and I we've talked about, she said you have 5 guards on the floor just about every single time. Has that been different for you of not always having to handle the basketball to where now you guys can just get it and go?
Yeah, it has been different. I think it's a lot better. It helps us play faster, which is like how we want to play. So I don't always have to run back to the ball. I mean, I can run the floor and they can hit me in transition. So I think it helps a lot having 5 guards.
Bella, for you, you've gone to the point guard position a little bit this year, but at the same time, you've been able to stay in that off position. How much has that helped you guys kind of free each other up?
Yeah, Shaylin comes, set screens for me, and it just kind of gets like a 2-game going for us, and then gets other people open in the corners when I'm playing. So it's good.
That's something I've noticed a lot when I've covered you guys this year. You guys like to go to the corner a lot. Having you guys up top, how much has that freed up that corner 3?
Yeah, a lot because, they're going to help on Shaylin when she drives, so it always gives an extra person in the corner, and or if she posts up and we just move the ball around, it's really good.
Shayla, I know two of the players that you guys have really gone to, those wing and deep into the corners. Mia Atkins off the bench, Gabby Oborn's been really solid too. When you get that dribble drive going and those two are on the floor, is that your first outlet that you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of shooters on the team, so it's really just whoever's open, but having those two come in and they hit open threes helps a lot, and it really just helps me. I mean, if they help off on them, then it's an open three. So.
Mandy, for you, when you look at the team and the way this team is built, that was something you talked about. Not a post presence to say this year, but having 5 guards per se on the floor every single time. How much difference has that been for the kind of the makeup of your teams that you've had in years past?
Well, it's been really good because we can press. We've really been able to press, and we've also been able to put different people on their primary ball handler. And like they've said, we've been able to spread people out. We've been able to drive and kick, and we have some kids that can really shoot the ball and drive. And it's actually freed, Josie and Courtney and Hannah up where they can shoot layups because where the defense continues to spread out to the shooters.
Let's talk about the other 3 that you just mentioned, your other 3 starters. Josie Atkins, she brings a level of physicality that kind of sets the tone. What do you see that she does so well, especially on the defense side of the basketball?
I mean, she'll take any challenge that you give her. She'll guard the team's best post player. Last week, she was guarding a 6'4" kid, literally. And I thought that, she did a great job on it. She just brings such good energy and spark, from how hard she plays. And she'll get in there and mix it up, and we need a kid like that.
You look at Hannah Sanders and Kennedy Darnell, it's like watching these kids grow up over the last couple of years. But the maturity, one, is been superb, but the physicality and their skill level has really come to the varsity side.
It definitely has. I was really proud of Hannah. She's currently has an ankle sprain, but she was really coming around physically too, and she was really starting to rebound. And we were trying to get 10 points from her, and she was really starting to run the floor and know where she was supposed to be. And I just am excited to continue to see her growth. And Kennedy Darnell has really bought in on the defensive end, actually both ends, and kind of knows her role. And she's been really good for us.
We talked about Mia and Gabby earlier. When you bring those two off the bench, and there's been so many games that I've seen from you guys this year, they bring instant offense. And it's something when you bring something like that in, it frees up these two that's sitting beside you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a few games we've been playing horse. So, basically, it's basically because, they're trying to keep us out of the paint and trying to keep her out of the paint. So it's great to have 2 kids and like them that can shoot, but they can also drive and pass well, and they can get underneath people, and I think both of them are going to be great players for us.
I know I was talking with Matt Stokes after the round kind of game, and you guys shot the ball very well that afternoon, and there was one ball that I think it was Gabby or Mia, one of the two, that was down in the corner, and he goes, "Good shot," as soon as it left, because he knew what was happening. Do you see that being contagious whenever somebody jumps off the bench like that and it really kind of sparks your offense?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, last year we were struggling to find, besides primary and secondary scorers. So this year when people come off the bench and they really have to change their defense and know that we're able to spread them out, it just helps us so much.
Shayla, when you look at your offensive production, when you find nights that you find other players in double figures, do you feel like that has kind of freed you up more offensively for what you can do for the team?
Yeah, definitely. I think in the beginning of the year when we had our rough patch, I wasn't really finding my teammates that much and putting them in spots to score. So towards the end, the 6 games I've been winning, just them scoring helps a lot, and it's allowed me to score even more. So yeah, it definitely helps.
Bella, for you too. There's games that I've seen you've had 2 or 3 points. There's games you've had 25 points. Which way do you feel like it allows your team to be most productive whenever you score the basketball?
Definitely when we move the ball and press, it just gets our offense going and gets transition points. And, we really just move the ball really well, and I feel like it gets everybody open shots to get going.
Well, Shaylin, you bring it up, so I'm going to go to it. 6-game winning streak. It goes back to one of your worst losses that you guys have taken under Mandy Lane. 62-29 loss to a very good Cooper team out of Region 9. You guys snap it back 2 days later and knock off Round County on your floor. How big was that to have that type of answer after taking a very tough loss on your home floor and 2 days later turning around and taking a win over a team that gave you a loss early in the season?
Yeah, that was a really rough loss, and we weren't used to that, so just after that, we'd already lost some games before that, but I think that was just like really big, and we were like, I mean, we have to change something. So we think we had practice the next day. We just went into practice, went hard, and then to get a win like that, it really just got us going for these.
Bella, what was it about that game that kind of almost built you guys a little bit of a spark to start where you guys have gotten to right now?
I mean, we knew we couldn't just keep going like that, and I feel like it just gave us more confidence, and we had to just keep going and knew that we could just win some games. So.
Mandy, it was a very long locker room conversation after the Cooper loss. But you guys, like I said, you bounced back with a very hearty win over Rowan County. And it was funny. There was a crazy play at the end of the third quarter in the Rowan County game. You guys had 6 players on the floor. And I asked Matt about and he goes, it wouldn't have mattered if they had 5 or 6. We wasn't beating them today. What was it that allowed you guys to make that quick switch over like you did?
I mean, I think they understand the expectations, and, you know, I don't want to say winning had become easy, but, you know, this year we've had some growth and through some adversity, and we've realized, and I feel like we've kind of got back to the culture that we've always had and understood that, you know, we have to show up and we have to play defense and we have to run our offense and get different people involved. And I think, you know, they've really bought in, and, you know, we're back to where we want to be. And I'm really proud of the whole group and these two as leaders. And, you know, I'm just hoping that we can continue to move in that positive direction.
You guys were under 500, and there was a lot of people on the outside. Shaylin's smiling over here. She knows where I'm going with this. They'd rent you guys off. This was the year, if you're going to get Russell, this is the time to go get it. And you look at the schedule that you play, the gauntlet that you played, you guys are 11-7 now. How much do you look at that schedule and say, you know, we took some tough lumps, but at the same time, it's made us the team that we've made ourselves right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's good, especially for these two, to have to play to their capability every night. So I think playing these tough games and growing and giving experience to our younger kids has really, really been valuable. And, you know, you only get better, I feel, if you play, you know, teams just as good or better than you. So I think, you know, like they always make fun of me because I say everybody needs to stay on the bus, and everyone did. And, you know, like I said, I mean, I feel we have too much talent. Like I say, we miss Adkins, but we have so many good young kids, and we have one of the best players in the state. We knew that we needed to turn it around.
Shaylin, when you guys were under 500, you guys hear the chatter. It's out there. You see it on social media and stuff. Do you feed off of that as kind of a little bit of an internal fire to get yourself trying to get back to focus of where you need to be to get your team to that next level?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. It's hard having a record like that in the beginning. But I think just playing those teams has definitely helped, and it's showed. I mean, we're getting big region wins, so I think it just helped us out a lot.
Bella, for you this year, kind of taking more of an extended role, especially working that point guard position, how much has that allowed you to find that next level of your game that maybe you didn't realize that you had?
It definitely just gives me more confidence, and I know Shaylin can't score all the points, so I mean I have to go in there and help, and our teammates just like really help us get us the ball, and I don't know, it's been really good.
Mandy, you look at your schedule. You've got a gauntlet coming up. She loves when I talk about this.
Yeah.
Ashland, Ryle, Boyd, Lewis, Menifee, Ashland, Fairland. That's a heck of a run right there before you get in toward the end of the last part of the season. What do you like about what that schedule right there is going to give you before you get ready for district play?
Well, I mean, as everyone knows, Ashland and Boyd, they've been some of our biggest rivals, and I think they're excited, and I'm sure Ashland and Boyd are excited to kind of see where we are in the region race. We've already played, you know, Rowan twice to kind of see where we are with that. And, you know, I just think, once again, that we're going to be challenged every night. A lot of people say, and I probably agree, I'm not very smart when I scheduled it, but I really want to challenge them. We really want to get better. I am one of those people, as you know, like, yeah, we love to win games, but at the end of the day, we're trying to win the region, and we're trying to get to state tournament. And like you've also said, some people have written us off. So, you know, I think it's going to be fun for us, and I'm sure hopefully it's going to be fun for us. But, you know, it's good to play, like I say, district rivals and get all the communities involved, and I think we're excited.
How big was it for the win that you guys held over Lewis County on their home floor, and in the way that you guys did? I mean, you dominated that basketball game.
Yeah, we did. I mean, especially defensively. but it still brings me back to last year where we dominated and then we almost got beat the second game. So for them, I thought we did a really good job with Greenup last night, coming out focused and ready to play. And, it's really important, the same thing against Lewis County, because the district is at Lewis County. So we have to stay locked in and prepared.
One thing before I let you go, I can't let this slide by the wayside. 2,000 points and climbing for this young lady right here. A special mark at that. And you start doing some math, 3K is not out of the reach. What is it about her that's been the way that she's grown so much?
Her game is just, really evolved. She shoots all the time. She'll shoot twice a day, and, she can score in the post and she can score on the drive. Her free throws, she's second in the state in free throw shooting. And, there's some games that they've, kind of went off over a little bit, and she's been able to knock down threes. So with all the things that she can do, it just makes her a very special player.
Shaylin, for you, 2,000 points as a junior, as a milestone. I talked to you after the game. You said you didn't realize what was going on until you went to the huddle. Getting something like that at such a young part of your career, how big is that?
It's a big milestone. I'm really blessed and happy to have reached that. And I'm just thankful to be in a program like this and surrounded by teammates and coaches that have helped me get there.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Best of luck down the way. We'll certainly see you several times throughout the year.
Thank you.
Bella Quinn, Mandy Lane, and Shaylin Steele joining us here on the show. Let's take a break. We come back, we'll take a look at college basketball and the NFL wildcard weekend. That's as we continue here in Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hit Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
I'm April Perry, the CEO of Kentucky Farmers Bank. On average, our employees have been with Kentucky Farmers Bank for over 10 years, and that is important to you and us. We want you to know who you are dealing with. Whether you are financing a new home, buying a car, or remodeling your kitchen, Kentucky Farmers Bank is the better bank for all your needs.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for all your financial needs since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com. Member FDIC and equal housing lender. The new year is here, and Clark's Pumpkin Shops get it started off with great in-store specials for you. Assorted Hershey king-size candy bars, 2 for $5. Jack Link's beef and cheese meat snacks, 2 for $3. Blue Diamond almonds, 1.5 ounce size, 2 for $2. Snapple and Snapple Elements, 16-ounce bottles, 2 for $2. Plus quality Argo gasoline. Stop by a Clark's Pumpkin Shop near you. Clark's Pumpkin Shops return. Refresh, refuel.
The Tri-States Cool Hits 105.7.
Back here on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hit Sports Network. James Carr, happy to have you along with us. The Border Sporting Goods scoreboard scrolling across the bottom of your screen, all the scores from boys and girls action last night, including the NFL wild card round, those games that kick off today. We'll start first in college basketball, top 25. Only one game out of the worst record in the SEC. Is it time to panic if you're a Cats fan? I think it's past panic time. I saw that when they lost to Alabama, and I saw somebody put out there, said 13 seed. I said, yeah, maybe in the NIT. They're going to be lucky to make the NIT at the rate they're going. This Kentucky team, at 10-6, again, they played Aunt Martha's Sisters for the Poor a lot in the first half of the season, but 1-3 in the SEC right now, and you've got Alabama, Tennessee, that's at the top. This one's going to be a tough slate for the Cats to right the ship, and they just simply do not have any cohesiveness. Hearing this week, there's some rifts going on in the locker room. Some players not working with each other the right way. Oscar Sheboy, I guess, called out a couple of players of saying that they needed to play harder and do more things. And it's just it doesn't seem like your prototypical Kentucky. And, of course, you put all of that around the rumors and the speculations of Texas wanting to lure away Coach Cal. And, there was a situation against South Carolina when the Gamecocks come in and they snap UK's 28-game home winning streak. And before the game, there was a fan that held a sign up and said, "Please go to Texas." He gets escorted out of the building. I mean, the fans are unruly. The play is just not very good. And, again, but you hear the same excuses from the coaching staff. These are just kids. Yeah, they are kids. They're the same kids you recruited, Cal. These are the same 5-star super studs that was going to win the next college national championship. And every time they win, they're superstars. Every time they lose, they're just kids. They've not had enough time to practice with each other. They've not had enough time to do this. I'm tired of the excuses. And I think the Kentucky fans are too. And, I was listening to the postgame after they lost to South Carolina the other night, and I thought it was Coach Gundy from Oklahoma State after the loss when they went after the quarterback, and he said, you want to come at me? I'm a man. I'm 40. Okay? Coach Cal said, don't be mad at these kids. Be mad at me. Well, okay. Do you have a joystick over there that you're controlling these kids with? No, they're the ones playing. If they're making bad decisions, then – and I get it. Coach Cal said he's doing what a coach should do. He's taking up for his kids who are really struggling and really starting to hear it from the fan faithful. So I get it. I mean, don't get me wrong. Every coach is going to stand there and take a bullet for their kids. That's what they do. But at the same time, this is just not a very good team. And there's going to be some tough sledding along the way. The only good thing is they don't have to play Alabama again. So Kentucky today, they're an 11.5-point dog on the road at Tennessee. If they can keep this one respectable, I think that'll be solid. But Tennessee 14-2, undefeated at 4-0 in the SEC currently. They sit at the top of the ranks there with Alabama. Down in Raleigh at PNC Arena, number 16 Miami's at North Carolina State. At 1 o'clock today, up in Bloomington, Indiana welcomes in number 18 Wisconsin. At 2 p.m., 11 Kansas State heads to number 17 TCU. At 2 p.m., number 15 Arkansas is in Nashville at Vanderbilt. Providence is at Creighton. Number 20 Missouri heads down to Gainesville and the Florida Gators at 3:30. 4 p.m. this afternoon, I should say. Number 14 Iowa State's at number 2 Kansas. LSU is at number 4 Alabama. Number 13 Virginia heads to Florida State at ACC. That's a school I just like to talk. College of Charleston are 17-1. They're 11-0 at home. Okay, COC, by the way. All right, I would like to put College of Charleston and Colgate. I like to put those two. I just like Colgate. I like that name. I think it's a great name for a team, Colgate. All right. Number 24 Duke is at Clemson at 5. At 6 o'clock tonight, number 9 Arizona is at Oregon. Colorado's at number 7 UCLA at 8 this evening. Texas Tech heads to number 10 Texas. Can the Longhorns bring Coach Cal to Texas? I don't know. We'll talk about that in just a little bit too. Mississippi State is at number 21 Auburn. New Mexico tonight at 9 o'clock is at number 23 San Diego State. And Portland is at number 8 Gonzaga tonight at 10. Speaking of Gonzaga, they were on the ropes against BYU the other night and pulled one off on the road, 75-74. Almost took a road loss there by the Bulldogs. But speaking of Coach Cal, I put a Twitter poll out earlier this week, and I said, what's the plans for Coach Cal at UK? The 3 options I gave: fire him, release him for Texas, or he will retire. Now, Coach Cal is in a lifetime contract. So I had a couple people chime in. One said you left out right out his contract. I said, I don't think that's a viable option, honestly. I don't think you can leave him there for a lifetime contract. Another one said, I don't believe he leaves Kentucky, but he's got it made. But I believe he would do well at Texas. One more year, and then let's see what happens. Another one saying, let's see what happens when he gets his point guard that makes his system work. None of the above. And then my favorite, I'll fire him. They'll pay him $39 million. Can't see that. The poll results comes out with 150 votes, by the way, over 3 days. Release him for Texas, 52%. Retirement was 29%. Fire him, 19%. The question is, though, is that, and it goes back, let's see what he does when he gets his point guard that can run his system. Well, why has he not recruited a point guard to run his so-called system? It's not like he has to do a whole lot to get kids to come to Kentucky, okay? The name itself speaks for itself. It's kind of like, Nick Saban. They always said, what's Nick Saban say when he walks into a recruit's house? He doesn't have to say anything. He just lays his national championship rings on the coffee table, and it speaks for itself. Well, those banners hanging in UK says a lot. But the thing is that Coach Cal is one heck of a recruiter. But I think you talk to the realest fans who knows what Kentucky really has and where Kentucky's ceiling is, and they're going to tell you right now, Kentucky, when it comes down to playing a team that has a coach that can coach, they're in trouble because Coach Cal cannot coach very well, okay? That's where the consensus is, I think, from the realest fans from Kentucky. Now, everybody out there knows me. I'm a UK hater, okay? Always have been. I do not like UK, never have. I'll never forget, my wife and I, we were in Louisville. We were sitting in a little restaurant. UK was playing North Carolina. There were about 200 people in the establishment, and I was the only Carolina fan there. And Carolina was winning that game, and I was the most obnoxious person in the building. And my wife's like, there's people looking at us. I was like, let them look. Go Heels. I'm okay with that because it's something that it's a fun rivalry to work against, okay? It says a lot. Now, let me say this. It says a lot about where Kentucky is, okay? When people root for you to lose, that tells you the success that you've had within your program. It's no different with Carolina. It's no different with Duke. These programs that have had uber success throughout the years, when people root for you to lose, that tells you the success that program has. And that's a lot of respect for Kentucky, okay? Again, I will root for North Carolina and anybody that plays Kentucky unless it's Duke. That's the only time you'll ever hear me root for Kentucky is if they're playing Duke, okay? I hate Duke, of course. Being a Carolina fan, I've got to go against Duke, but against UK. But I don't know. I think Cats fans, the Cats fans that always think every single year is a national championship or bust, you're going to be highly, highly disappointed this year. Because right now, the absolute ceiling that I see for this team, unless they do a remarkable turnaround, is they're going to be a mid-seed in the NIT at best. If they continue to lose, they may not make the postseason. And that's my question. If they do not make the postseason under Coach Cal, where do they go? I understand he's under a lifetime contract. But can you keep him there? He has not taken you anywhere. All of these teams that they keep coming in and feeling, this is the year, this is the year, this is the year, and it's not happening. So is it Coach Cal doesn't have the goods? The classes just don't mesh well together? Or has college basketball gotten away from Coach Cal? That's the question you got to ask yourself, you Kentucky fan. You want Coach Cal there, but if you want national championship banners hung, is he the dude that's going to take you there? And I'm sorry, I'm on the outside looking in. I am a little bit UK against biased. I don't think he's got it anymore. And the great thing, I don't know that he ever had it. He's going to get you those sexy classes, those highly recruits, those 5 stars that goes down through there. But the problem of it is if those 5 stars can't play together, they're worth no stars. Real speak. That's where it is. Cats in the Volunteers today at 12. What time are we going on, Dwayne? A little bit after 11. And then, of course, don't forget, Coach Cal and his I'm a Man 40 speeches after the game if they lose, which they will today. We'll see how that works out. All right, NFL real quick. Today, 2 games. You've got the Seahawks 9-8 at the 49ers 13-4. That's the 2 versus 7 matchup in the NFC. AFC tonight. This one should be a good one. 4-5 Jaguars Chargers at 8:15. Tomorrow, 3 games on tap. Buffalo brings in the Dolphins in the 2-7 matchup. Vikings and the Giants in the 3-6, and then the Bengals and the Ravens in the 3-6. Those are at 1, 4:30, and 8:15 respectively. And then Monday night, we get a Monday night football game in playoffs. The Buccaneers bring in, how about this? The 8-9 Buccaneers bring in the 12-5 Cowboys. That's where we are in the NFL this year. The Buccaneers are so bad, but yet they get to play host to a home playoff game. Listen, don't put Tom Brady in the postseason. I'm just telling you. That guy, he has some magic when it comes to January. We'll see how that works out. All right, let's take a break. When we return, it's the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. That's as we continue here on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hits Sports Network.
In addition to the Greenup location, Stultz Pharmacy's newest location is at 437 James Hanna Drive in South Shore, but has retained the name you know and love, McDonald Pharmacy, with the same great service you'll find in the Greenup location, with free delivery service and their convenient drive-thru. Get your vaccinations and allergy shots, and of course, great prescription service at Stultz Pharmacy in Greenup and McDonald Pharmacy, James Hanna Drive, South Shore.
Stultz Pharmacy.
Does your gas station or convenience store need a facelift? If so, call River City Builders at 473-4112 for your remedy. Big or small projects, River City's Builders is a company for all your needs. We have extensive experience in the petroleum industry, from routine gas dispenser and canopy maintenance to above-ground, underground tank and piping work to full-blown remodels and new builds. Call River City Builders at 473-4112 for all your petroleum needs. We'll cover your back and keep your customers pumping gas.
Hello, I'm Michael Bowling, Senior Vice President of Kentucky Farmers Bank. When you do business with Kentucky Farmers Bank, you're making an investment in your community. Your money stays local, we never sell your loan, and in turn, we invest in local families, churches, schools, and charities. We believe in our community, and that's why we are the better bank for loans.
Kentucky Farmers Bank, the better bank for loans since 1931. Located in Ashland, Summit, and Catlettsburg. KentuckyFarmersBank.com, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
The new year is here, and Clark's Pumpkin Shops get it started off with great in-store specials for you. Assorted Hershey king-size candy bars, 2 for $5. Jack Link's beef and cheese meat snacks, 2 for $3. Blue Diamond almonds, 1.5 ounce size, 2 for $2. Snapple and Snapple Elements, 16-ounce bottles, 2 for $2. Plus quality Argo gasoline. Stop by a Clark's Pumpkin Shop near you. Clark's Pumpkin Shops return. Refresh, refuel.
The weather is brought to you by Crazy Lady Cabins and Pizza, 250 4 Mile Road in Rush. Check them out online at crazyladycabins.com. That's crazy with a K. And like them on Facebook.
Cool Hits weather.
We'll see morning clouds, but that's going to give way to sunshine later on this afternoon, a high of 37. Clear tonight, low of 21, except for a few afternoon clouds on Sunday, mainly sunny, a high of 42, and a few clouds on Sunday night with a low of 25.
Cool Hits 105.7.
Back here on Let's Talk Sports on the Cool Hits Sports Network. James Carr, happy to have you along with us this morning. It's time for the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. Borders Sporting Goods US 60 in Cannonsburgh for all your hunting and fishing needs, as well as Liberty Gun Safes. See the great folks out at Borders Sporting Goods US 60 in Cannonsburgh. All fishing apparel, everything, all fishing tackle on sale. They've got some great sales going on the Liberty Gun Safes as well. See Brad and the great folks out there; they'll get you all squared away. It's crazy to think. Here we are in January. It's snowing outside, but yet we're talking about getting ramped up for fishing season. Our boat's in the shop, getting everything ready to go for the year, getting some tune-up work done on the motor, checking everything out, getting ready for tournament season. I'm picking up my rods and reels from my dad's house today to strip those down, put new line on them, get my baits and all my tackle up. And, of course, I'm going out to see Brad today, too, because I need some stuff. Yeah, my wife, she always kids me about this. She says all the time. She said, you have 20 rods and reels. No kidding. That's how many I have, okay? Sometimes it looks like a sporting goods store in the front of my boat, and usually it's not a good day. If you see that many rods and reels on the front deck, it's not a good day. When you see a fisherman with one rod on the front deck, you don't want no part of that guy if you're fishing in a tournament. They've got it figured out, okay? It's when it looks like the sporting goods deck. Yeah, that's when it's a bad day, okay? But she's like, you can only use them one at a time. Yes, I understand that. But on the same thing of that, you've got 16 pairs of brown shoes. A brown shoe is a brown shoe. You can only wear one of them at a time. And I said, it's kind of the same thing. I've got one that I'll have one color on, and then I'll have another color on, then I'll have this type of bait. It's kind of, wardrobes. It's different wardrobes that I've got. Yeah, I can only fish one of them at a time, but they're ready to go when I need them. But, yeah, Brad, you're going to hurt my wallet again today, so just get ready. Either way, I'd rather take it out there anyways. Those great. They're great. Again, anything hunting, fishing you need, go see Borders. They'll take care of you. Great folks out there, and a local business too. They are great supporters here for us at Cool Hits, and we certainly do our best to give back to them. What a sight Tuesday night down at Kentucky. There was a fan in the stands. This was in pregame, by the way. He got in with a sign that said, "Please go to Texas." Okay? Now, here's the whole thing that happened. So the guy gets in. He holds up the sign. They see the sign. They come over. They tell the guy, you got to put the sign up or you have to leave. The guy elects to leave. And then on the way out, he fires the sign up again. And then one of the Blue Jackets comes toward him and somewhat got physical. Okay? He reaches for the sign, trying to rip it out of his hands, and in the process kind of almost shoves the guy. And here's the issue. First off, it was in pregame. My first question, I've already had some people at Kentucky that has questioned me about this because I said something about it. Here was the whole thing. If the guy was not allowed to hold the sign up, why was he able to get in the door with it? What do you think you're going to do with a flipping sign? You're not going to sit on it. You're not going to hold it up to the people. Hey, look at my little sign. You're holding it up for a reason, for God's sakes. Now, did this guy have a piece of poster board rolled up on his leg underneath his jeans and went to the bath? I don't know. Maybe he had some contraband that he had to sneak in for a UK game. But if the guy brought a sign in, who did not do their job that allowed this to even get to this point? That's the first problem right there that has to be addressed. The second problem of it is it's in pregame. Okay? There's nothing going on except for people watching warm-ups, which you can watch on the floor or just look up. It's on the giant video board that's got 4 circles it's all over the place. That's the other thing. But the third thing is when the guy was asked to leave, which I think is ridiculous, first off, okay? Why are you so upset that somebody has a sign, please leave for Texas, okay? That's where you are, Kentucky. Your fans don't like your coach anymore because they can't win. And that's where this program is in a grand scheme of things. But on the backside of that, when the guy starts to leave and he holds the sign up one more time, and again, that's kind of his swan song, if you will, I was okay with that. The guy was leaving. Okay, give him one more flash of the sign, get out of the building. But when the Blue Jacket got physical and reached for and tried to grab the sign away from, that's a no-go, okay? You're an usher. You are not a security guard. You have no business trying to physically take anything from that person whatsoever. Your job as an usher, I'm pretty certain, does not involve physical restraints of a person. And I will be honest with you. In the grand scheme of things, that was a very fortunate situation that did not turn ugly. That guy who had the sign could have very easily gotten physical back with that man and had a rightful shot. He could have said, I felt threatened. Well, does he have a right to defend himself? He was orderly, he was leaving, and this guy got physical toward him with a push and a reach for the sign. It could have been misconstrued other ways. So, it could have been a really, really ugly look. Rather than sending an usher down, they probably should have sent a security guard down to be with this guy. But the usher should have never gone after the guy. Should have never gone after the sign. That's when security should have been involved. But here's the thing. If you don't want to see people holding up signs about your coach leaving, then somebody at the gate, do your flipping job. How many times have you heard me say this on? I'm not Bill Belichick. Do your job. And don't let them in the door. Because if you don't let it in the door, you never have this out there whatsoever. And, of course, everything stemming around this, anything that's about Kentucky, Cal, and him leaving is going to make the national media. And it was all over social media the other night. It blew my phone up when it happened. But do your job. And this never becomes a conversation. I'm not talking about it here on the air. But it's a good thing to talk about. Either way. That's the Borders Sporting Goods Rant of the Week. A big thanks to Russell Basketball, Derek Cooksey, Gavin Carter, Carson Bloom, and Damon Charles from the boys' side, Mandy Lane, Bella Quinn, and Shaylin Steele from the girls' side. Always a pleasure having Russell and all of the crews that we get to bring in here each and every week into the studio. Cats in action today at noon. They'll be on the air Around 11, we'll also be on Cool TV tonight, actually late this afternoon, over in Grayson, KCU and Reinhardt. That's a 4 o'clock tip-off. We'll be on the air at 3:40. A big thanks to my producer. I don't think he screwed anything up, Dwayne, but if you did, it's okay. He actually did something useful this morning. I'll give him credit for that. Hey, Coach Ian Dickey Tiller's up next with the Boys and Girls 16th Region Basketball Show. For everyone here at the station, I'm James Carr. Have a good weekend.